Before we get to weather, check out this cool picture from NASA showing an overhead view of the lower peninsula and the fall bright reds and oranges. Look at that. You can see fall colors showing up from space.
I don't know if that's a good depiction. NASA says that Michigan's autumn color typically hangs around through late October. I will say one of the tower cams that we have that shows 696 through Southfield kind of gives you a depiction that we're looking like late peak at this point with the color.
I know when the fall foliage report came out yesterday saying we were at peak, I was like, I feel like I could argue with this. I feel like it was nicer about a week ago.
Usually that space picture is a little more vibrant because you're like, oh, it's clearly fall.
I think
like
they're a little
said,
late with the space picture.
A little muted.
They need to be at it a couple of weeks ago.
Or maybe we just have more pine trees around the area and we hold on to that color green throughout the winter.
Yeah, we do.
They're all in my yard.
They're all in your yard? All the pine trees?
All the pine trees. No, not where your grass. They tear your grass up.
Oh. Needles in his shoes. It's a whole thing.
It is, right?
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, if you don't have pine trees and you have maybe maple trees or something like that, and whatever tree you have, it's still holding on to whatever, little color we have left. A lot of this is going to be knocked to the ground within the next 24 to 48 hours as the winds will be picking up. If you thought yesterday was windy, we'll be just a little windier today. And then we're talking about 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts on Halloween. And so that's really going to be the biggest trick of the forecast because the temperatures will be a treat. 74 for the high on Thursday. But let's not skip over that this is likely going to be a back-to-back record day. We hit 79 yesterday, new record high over at Metro Airport. 76 is the record for today. That's why I'm really confident that we're going to reach that because you have a 4-degree margin there from the forecasted high to the current record. So definitely some wiggle room. Friday, Saturday, back to reality. 54 on Friday, 57 Saturday. We tumbled 20 degrees from Thursday to Friday. So be aware. You've been forewarned of that big temperature drop. Live look outside Belleville, not far from there. Metro Airport, 66 degrees. 64 in Ann Arbor, 68 in Howell, 66 in Port Huron. And we have sustained winds at about 10 to almost 20 miles per hour, gusting upward of that already this morning. But those temperatures right now well above what average highs are this time of year. In fact, hitting 80 degrees this afternoon would make it feel a little bit more like June here in southeast Michigan compared to late October. Partly cloudy skies, and it will be pretty windy. Today's winds will peak into the afternoon. Early mid-afternoon is where the winds are the strongest, but really we only see them taper off slightly as we head into tonight. Still a pretty breezy night ahead. So here's that fall foliage map that we were just talking about that came out yesterday, putting northern lower in the UP past peak, but southeast Michigan at peak. But a day or two, we're going to see many more of those leaves at the surface. And so tonight, 63 degrees, warm and windy night ahead, but you still can open up the windows for sure. Tomorrow we're back in the 70s. Let's walk you through the timeline of rain because cold front sweeps through the region and that will trigger showers, maybe even a few embedded non-severe thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. So you get a couple of those scattered showers arriving as we inch closer to the lunch hour. Better chance between 1 and about 3 o'clock. But really a lot of this clears out by 5 and 5:30. So trick-or-treating from 6 to 8. We're dry and we're going to be in the 60s. Then we'll eventually fall into the 50s and 40s, but it will be mild for trick-or-treating, just windy. 74 will be that high that we hit closer to probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Here's your future forecast. 50s heading into the weekend, close to 60 by Sunday. We set the clocks back Saturday night before you go to bed, extra hour of sleep. And then as we look ahead to next week, especially heading into Election Day, we're warming back up. Even with rain chances, we'll be getting close to 70. That's a look at your future forecast.